73 winters before the birth of Christ, a single spark lit inside a gladiator barracks almost burned Rome to the ground. That spark? Spartacus. Imagine this: a man who started with just 70 runaway slaves. This is the story of how a Thracian shepherd defied the world's greatest empire and the timeless lessons his rebellion left behind. Picture yourself marched into an arena, sword shoved into your trembling hand. 10,000 voices roar, not for your victory, but for your blood. Most men would pray to survive 5 minutes. Spartacus? He rewrote the rules of an empire, and today we steal his code. Spartacus wasn't born a gladiator. He was a shepherd from Thrace, modern-day Bulgaria. Rome captured him, branded him property, and sent him to Capua's brutal ludus, the gladiator school where men were broken like animals. Most gave in, but Spartacus studied. He noticed how guards rotated, which gates squeaked, and more importantly, how fear divided men more effectively than iron bars. Lesson 1. Observe before you act. A leader's first weapon is not the sword, it's attention. In 73 BCE, the gates broke. With nothing but kitchen skewers and stolen cleavers, 70 slaves gutted their guards and stormed out into the night. But here's the twist: they didn't flee. At the city's edge, Spartacus stopped them. He promised no gold, no safe haven, just equal rations and equal risk. That pause turned an escape into a movement. Lesson 2. Purpose beats payment. Men will risk death for dignity faster than they will for silver. Word spread. Runaway farmhands, Greek herders, even debt-crushed peasants joined. But Spartacus faced a problem. Diversity without unity is chaos. His answer? No selling loot for personal profit. All spoils became communal. Food, weapons, everything. That one rule killed greed before it metastasized. Lesson 3. Crush selfish gain early, or it will rot the foundation. Rome laughed at first. Then General Glaber trapped the rebels on Mount Vesuvius. One path in, no path out. Siege logic said they were finished, but Spartacus had shepherds in his ranks. They knew goats climb where legions fear to march. At night, rebels rappelled down the crater on vines, flanked the Romans, and torched their camp. 20,000 trained soldiers routed by ex-slaves. Lesson 4. When you're out-muscled, outthink. Flip the terrain. Victory snowballed. Within a year, Spartacus commanded 120,000 men. But supply lines choked, so he kept his army moving. Twice they marched the length of Italy, living off estates of slaveholders and freeing laborers who swore the same oath each night. Equal rations, no private loot. Rituals welded tribes and dialects into one. Lesson 5. Speeches inspire for a moment, but rituals create culture that lasts. Then came the Alps. Beyond them, freedom. Cross, and Rome would never catch them. His Gaul allies begged to go. Spartacus wanted revenge. He compromised. March south first, grab ships, then decide. That delay was fatal. Rome appointed Marcus Crassus, its richest, most ruthless magnate. Lesson 6. Half decisions are whole disasters. Indecision kills faster than the sword. Crassus pursued with 8 legions and a monstrous rule: decimation. Any unit that retreated, every 10th man beaten to death by his comrades. Roman morale stiffened. Spartacus answered not with terror, but with empathy. He freed prisoners unharmed, proving he wasn't a barbarian. Romans began to whisper, maybe this Thracian had more honor than their senate. Lesson 7. Power buys fear, but mercy buys loyalty. Winter came. Supplies vanished. Pirates betrayed them. Crassus dug a 40-mile wall across Italy's toe, a barrier guarded by 40,000 men. Most leaders would surrender. Spartacus waited for snow. In a blizzard, he packed branches into the ditch and stormed across. Lesson 8. When walls rise, wait for weather. Nature can become an ally. By now, whispers spread of gold hidden in the baggage train. Spartacus could have vanished into legend. Instead, he killed his own horse before the army. If I lose, I lose on foot, with you. Lesson 9. Symbolism costs less than coin but carries more weight when it's real. Finally, the Battle of the Salarius River. Spartacus charged straight for Crassus, slicing within meters of him. The rebellion buckled, 6,000 rebels died in the mud, and 6,000 more were crucified along the Appian Way. Yet Spartacus's body was never found. Lesson 10. Movements may die, but ideas don't. Rome changed its laws on slavery within decades, proving terror only advertises the fear behind power. Rome never forgot. Statues of wolf-suckling twins still stood, but the shadow of a Thracian shepherd haunted them. He showed that empires are built on the backs of the powerless, and sometimes those backs break free. Fast forward. Cubicles replace barracks, algorithms replace overseers, but the Gladiator's code still applies. Observe the system before you challenge it. Offer purpose, not just a paycheck. Crush greed early. Think smarter when resources fail. Rituals weld culture. Decide, don't dither. Show moral spine. Kill the horse if you must, but never the trust. Spartacus lost everything Rome measured: land, life, battles. But his name endures while his senators are dust. And that is the final lesson. Leadership isn't granted by title. It's forged by fairness under fire. So the next time you feel shackled by small tyrannies, remember a Thracian shepherd who turned chains into a code. Because courage doesn't need an empire, it only needs a spark. If this story fired you up, hit subscribe for more forgotten lessons that outrank modern manuals. Which part of the Gladiator's code speaks to you? Drop it in the comments and watch next. How Cincinnatus saved Rome and then walked away from absolute power.